In early 2020, before COVID took the world by storm, I set a personal best on the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door Randomizer's 1 hour challenge. I got a PB of 211 points. And for the last 4 years, I have intermittently attempted to beat that score, failing each attempt, failing every series of attempts, failing every stream where I attempted, until now. I have finally broken through that old score and ascended to heights I never thought I'd reach. The goal was always simple: get a score of 212. But I have gone even further beyond to achieve a run where I got a whopping 216 points. So how did I get that score? Well, today I'm going to go through the run that I had. We have a dry start with a dried shroom. A couple loading zones later, we get Parrot Room, which gives us Double Dip. A great start on the setup for Mega Rush P strats. We also grab the letter P and key for the door so we can get out of the room. Except I want to keep the point from the key, so I just go through the wall instead. Tornado Jump is procured shortly after, which basically ensures this is going to be a PB. We get Fire Drive to heat this run up. I reload this room a few times and prove I have X-ray vision by perfectly deciding to get the item in the extra wide trash bin, which was a triple gold bar. The very next room, we get the most important key item in this run and arguably the biggest reason this run even PB'd. The black key for the Chapter 1 Curse Chest. Here I make probably the single biggest mistake of the run. This key is a trap, plain and simple. Unless you just beat Shadow Sirens or maybe Gloomtail, or are 1 point away from a new PB with seconds left on the clock, there is zero reason to ever get this key. I know it, I knew this, and I still said for a change of pace, let's get this key. And I did. I mean, I have 17 minutes before bosses start showing up, so certainly I have enough time to find a way to lower the sequence back down to something reasonable. Right? Right? Well, in any event, we get to Chet Rippo, the one NPC in the one room where we can get Mario into permanent danger status. And only a few minutes into the run. That's pretty great RNG, actually. We already have Fire Drive, plus a triple gold bar to sell for 300 coins at the next shop. Not to mention we have Double Dip if Mega Rush P is the Danger Strap edge we get, and we end up too short on time to set up a Danger or Mario Peril Strat. So it's good, we're pretty well set up right now. I pick up one of the Riddle Tower keys and immediately enter a room where I'm about to be assaulted by a ton of blue shells. Nah, I'm just playing. Those blue shells don't affect me. Because I'm never in first in Mario Kart. Oh, and we pick up a key in Chapter 5. Then we get a star piece which adds a point, a book which adds a point, and what looks like it could be another gold bar, it's space food. Yippee. I go through this Chapter 7 Moonbase room to get a key by having Mario walk with his legs, or just feet. I don't know if he has legs, instead of doing the super secret method for faster movement in TTYD. Riding a baby Yoshi. I learned that the water in this cave is simply a portal to the Shadow Realm. I pick up the crank and reload in this spot for a good item or badge spawn. By the way, Mario can walk on water. I don't think I've mentioned that yet. The reloading paid off as I managed to secure one of the best crystal stars to get, the Ruby Star. aka the star that encourages you not to draw in straight lines. My specialty. I killed Wacka because he houses the 8 wonders of the world. Like Camera Throw. We get a Mega Rush P spawn in this badge block. Another point to the Mega Rush P strat, which actually would kinda suck since I already lowered Mario's HP. But at least I got extra BP, so that's nice. Got another star piece. Man, I never find this many. I think it's a new record for me in a 1 hour challenge run. I already have 2. Always obtain the cog. It's good luck. Another star piece. Holy, even if I didn't spoil the results with the video title, you'd probably already figure this run was going to score a PB with how I'm getting these star pieces. And we make it back to Central Rogueport, which means I can pick up the Ultra Ham. Oh, well, actually, I don't have the Ultra Boots yet. Well, I can sell badges at least. I sell a lot of badges to get a lot of coins, buy the contact lens to get an extra point, and then start reloading this shop to get either Power Rush or Mega Rush P. It's always good when you're set up for both and can make a choice. I'm missing Power Bounce, which is a pretty big key of the Power Rush strat, so I'm not fully committed to just reloading and passing up Mega Rush P for, oh boy, Power Rush. I buy 11 of them and then Shooting Stars. Then I sell the triple gold bar, which was actually a mistake at this point. I should have kept it, but I guess it was just a minor mistake in the grand scheme of things. I run back up to the badge shop, buy a last stand, buy the 12th Power Rush for slightly less coins than the others I've bought, and sell more badges to get 999 coins. To get to 999 coins. I now start my grand search for, ideally, one of the moon rooms. I have several shooting stars and I feel the moon can use a few more dents on it. Just a few. Also, moonclefs give lots of star points, and they have 6 HP, so one shooting star is an instant win. However, we run into the best shop in the entire game, Chapter 2 shop. Let me just say, Chapter 2 sucks. IMO. In this randomizer, end period. However, this shop in this 1 hour challenge is easily the best shop. You can quickly reload, see all the items, and if there's one you want to buy, it's very fast to just go over and buy it. I buy boost sheets, but ultimately I'm looking for power bounce. Although a close call shop reward for a Danger Mario run is really nice. But yeah, we keep reloading, looking primarily for power bounce, but we'll take close calls if we find them. Close calls, by the way, if you don't know, give Mario a fairly significant evasion chance when he's in danger, and since we're permanently in danger, we'd have, with say 3 close calls, a pretty significant chance of not getting hit. I do buy a few last stands since that halves damage when Mario is in danger. I can't be bothered in this video to go through the last stand formula here, but basically, half damage, round up, that's the amount of damage you take. So if you have a bunch of them on, you could probably get something that deals 6 damage down to 1. So, not bad to have. You may also notice my points are going down as I spend coins. See, the points you get for every 100 points you collect are actually not from what you collect, it's what you hold, including 1 additional point when you get to 999 coins. So if you spend coins like I am, you'll lose those points, at least for now. It's a reason I said selling the triple gold bar was a mistake earlier. I should have kept that since I didn't really need to sell it when I did. And I should have just sold more badges when I was at the badge shop in Central Rogueport. I actually buy a couple of life rooms here, which ended up being a really important decision. Life rooms revive Mario, or the partner, upon them dying. I also happen to get an extra boost sheet from the shop points while buying life rooms, which is cool. Been getting really lucky with these shop points. Finally, Power Bounce appears after under 3 minutes in this shop. Being in the shop for 3 minutes, by the way, is a lot. I would have had a way to lower my sequence here if I had the Super or Ultra boots, but as good as this start has been, it just wasn't that good. However, I get a sign that things are looking up for this run. I got the up arrow. Oh, and would you look at that? It really is. Because now we up on the moon and we can bring down all the stars on these clefts to get levels. Shooting stars, ruby stars, you name it. I get 2 levels, one for BP and one for FP. And at this point I could have left this room to begin looking for bosses. But I just felt like I would really want one more BP level, and since all I needed to do was one more fight using one more shooting star, I sacrificed the boss time to get that last level up. We also get a quick key here in Riddle Tower for another point. We would have had Magnus 2 here if I didn't get that Chapter 8 key about 20 minutes prior. Never did sort out the sequence issue. I also missed Hooktail, although if I had gotten the fight with Magnus 2 right before, Hooktail wouldn't have happened here anyway, so it wasn't really a loss. But then, a couple of rooms later, since I had the Chapter 1 black key, spawning in the black chest room for Chapter 1 immediately lowers the sequence to a Chapter 1 state. At this point, I can either trade the key in for a few extra points at the black chest to secure those points, but lose the ability to lower my sequence to this state whenever I get back to this room, or I can keep the key, allowing me to lower my sequence anytime I get to this room, and run the risk of losing those extra 5 points if I happen to never see this room again. Which certainly can happen. I choose the latter. We have a lot of time left in this run, and even though we're already back in a Chapter 3 sequence now, as I say this because of this awful room that always raises and never lowers your sequence, keeping that black key was the best decision I could have made. It saved, and I can't emphasize that enough. It saved this run. Oh, but look, a Chapter 8 boss immediately after. Dark Bones. It's an easy enough fight though, and not only does it give the boss points, it also always drops the key item for an additional point. Always. Each time you fight him, you get an extra key here, which gives you an extra point, so that's good. Fire Drive takes care of this easily. We also level up BP here. It's unfortunate though, because right after getting out of Chapter 8 finally, it pulls us back in. We get this key from Grotus's Cheap Chomp prison room, and a couple of rooms later, we get our boy, Rawkhawk. I'll take this time to discuss the 3 rooms that will always have a boss if you happen to get them, no matter what the sequence. We got Goldbird here himself, although to note this room can potentially spawn the Grubba fight if you're in a Chapter 3 or lower sequence. You have the room with Atomic Boo and Creepy Steeple, but again, I believe I mentioned this already, you need the Super or Ultra Hammer to actually start the fight, neither of which I have. Finally, there's Bonetail. Supposedly. Look, I know this is Rawkhawk's time, but I think I need to quickly bring up that I have had to have put at least 100 hours into this 1-hour challenge over the years. Pretty sure I've been in thousands of loaded rooms in this mod, and I have never, ever seen Bonetail. He's got the smallest chance of spawning because, as I understand it, and someone correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, this 1-hour challenge gives all the different pit rooms put together the same chance to spawn as any single other room that's available in this rando. What that means is not only is there, say, a 1% chance of spawning in one room, but there's a 1% chance of spawning in any one of the number of pit rooms in the run. What that means is not only is there a really small chance to even spawn a pit room, but then there are so many pit rooms that the chance Bonetail actually spawns is incredibly improbable. If you get Bonetail and have the means to kill him in 1 or 2 turns, it's the fastest 30 points you'll get in this. However, I have never seen that Undead Dragon in this 1-hour challenge mod while playing it, and I can't recall anyone else I've watched getting Bonetail. There may be someone out there who got him, and if there is footage, please let me know. I would love to see it. Oh, Rawkhawk's dead, by the way. So I got 10 points there. I haven't gotten the prologue black key, so I don't get to lower the sequence here, unfortunately. However, I do get to hit this switch to get us back to the Chapter 5 sequence, which does open up a large amount of bosses. Yeah, this is pretty great. I think things are going to go swimmingly from here on out. Oh wait, now we're in a pit room. And I just talked about the pit rooms as well. These suck to get unless it's a chest one, or again, Bonetail. Which again, never happens. They're really just a waste of time. But at least I got a low floor fight with only 2 enemies. It can and has been a lot worse in past runs. Trust me. Don't got the hammer for Atomic Boo, so booze bye. Look how obnoxiously long this little cutscene is. I get to watch this now every time I load into this room. We got the Ultra Boots. Good timing too, since I was only in a Chapter 5 state. And this does push it up to a Chapter 6 state. Honestly, we take those. Missed out on Magnus 1 here, since we unfortunately were pushed up into Chapter 8 before from my Chapter 1 sequence. But at least now we're in Chapter 6... Oh, Chapter 8 again. Gloomtail. At least the first time you kill him, you get a key item for that extra point. After a kind of long cutscene. Oh wow, the room with the blue key. We back in the Chapter 2 sequence. Magnus 1.0? Where you at? 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 Oh boy, a Chapter 1 sequence again. Oh my god, the Shadow Queen. Chapter 8 again. Are you kidding me? Actually, this is okay. I can kill Shadow Queen fast at this point, under 4 minutes. And I at least didn't use the black key yet. So the way a fast Shadow Queen fight works here, where you beat her in about 3.5 minutes, is you use Bomb Squad on turn 1, making sure all 3 will hit her in the second phase. But at least one needs to be separated enough from the other 2 so it doesn't get detonated by them or it doesn't detonate them. Then with Mario, just don't do enough damage to move her to the next phase yet. She moves to the next phase once you deal at least 61 points of damage. Or maybe it was 69. But anyway, you want to do that on turn 2. In any case, once you do that, then you end the non-attacking character's turn, and Shadow Queen goes into the next phase. and Bomb Squad triggers, which actually causes her to spit out her next 2 bits of dialogue in 1 turn. She would usually do it over 2 turns, but Bomb Squad messes with that. Then you get an attack in, and that phase of the fight ends, and she never gets an attack in that phase. Which would be 3 attacks, and it takes a while to get through them. By the way, if you don't have the means to do this fast, you can just Bushi Mario once so he survives. Then you just proceed with attacking her each turn like normally. Once in the final fight, as long as you have enough danger or peril badges, depending on what strat you go with, you can just wreck her. If you have 9 Mega Rush Ps and you can get Yoshi right into peril, it's a 1-turn kill. If you have at least 7 Mega Rushes and Power Bounce on Mario, and you can get him into peril, it's a 1-turn kill. Unless you messed up Power Bounce. With Danger Mario, he's already in danger. Usually you only have enough Power Rushes to kill her in 2 turns with Power Bounce. However, if you do happen to have 17 Power Rushes on and Power Bounce, you should be able to almost definitely kill her in 1 turn. If you have 18, I'm pretty sure it's guaranteed even if you get 4 capped. Anyway, I beat Shadow Queen with the help of a Boo and get 30 points. I missed Cortez, by the way. Thanks, Shadow Queen. It takes a couple of minutes and we miss Gloomtail. But we finally get back to Chapter 1 with the trusty Black Chest Room. And now we can keep looking for lower chapter bosses like Magnus 1, Dupless, Hooktail, Gloomtail! Oh, come on! Well, we're back in Chapter 8. Good thing Gloomtail's a free fight with Power Bound. He has returned fucking postage? Are you kidding me, game? Are you fucking kidding me? Was basically my internal reaction to this, and I actually said, are you fucking kidding me? But remember those 2 life streams, though? They save this run. Well, 1 does, actually. A Boo Sheet saves the rest of the fight, and due to poor planning, Bobbery ends up wasting the other life shroom. But we win with our trusty hammer. Fortunately, shortly after this, we do get the prologue black key, and the switch here that creates the stairs actually puts the game back into a prologue state. The blooper fight is on the table. A few seconds later. Wow, Shadow Sirens. Back in Chapter 8 again. Fire Drive and Bushi time. Oh, also, shut up, freak. Yeah, this fight ends quickly and we get a level up. I miss Darkbones. We get another Riddle Tower key here, and I'm actually going to use this brief time just to say, I wish you were rewarded with something crazy like 50 points if you got all the keys in Riddle Tower, the Starstone from Gloomtail, and then got to the center room in the tower to actually activate it. It would put you in a Chapter 8 state, but man, 50 points like that would be awesome. Too bad this isn't being worked on anymore. Oh, back in Rogueport. Can sell badges to get back to 999 coins for more points, and since we have Ultra Boots, we can actually get the Ultra Hammer. Atomic Boo fight is now a possibility. Oh my god, Grotus, we're actually pushed back into a Chapter 8 sequence again. Oh wait, actually, we were already in a Chapter 8 sequence, and it was basically the one right before this fight. It's actually nice. Grotus is simple. Get rid of at least one of Grotus X's, and butt slam Grotus' central CPU holding cranium, because Grotus is a robot, right? And he's beat. Bowser does not know what's going on here, but he's going to put an end to it right now. And man, Mario's weak after that Grotus fight. He's panting, can't see straight, in danger, and... Oh wait, no. Who am I talking about? He's not in danger. He is the danger. Nice try, Kamopa. Mario wins while poor baby Yoshi shields his eyes from the massacre. Oh great, another pit floor. Coincidentally, it's another with an overworld Pokey, but this time it's a poison variant. And unfortunately, this fight doesn't go as smoothly. He actually spawns an extra Pokey. We get through this fight, but with some important time loss that could have cost me this PB. Magnus 2 missed. Was able to lower the sequence though back to Chapter 2 by breaking this floor panel. And we run into Dupless. Dupless is one of those bosses that, while not completely rare, I don't really see too often or fight too often. Sometimes it's because I have Mega Rush P strats when I find him, and it's the second fight where the Mega Rush P badge and all partner badges just don't work, so I don't really fight him usually. Otherwise, I rarely see the first fight, and just don't really get many opportunities to scrap with the sheet-wearing freak. Well, except Chapter 8, thanks to Shadow Sirens welcoming him into the group with open arms. Anyway, Dupless gets dropped about as quick as you expect. Don't expect to see him again in the 1 hour challenge anytime soon. I get this Riddle Tower key for some reason. I say there's a reason in the VOD, but There isn't, other than getting 1 extra point. All right, we get back to the Chapter 1 Black Chest Room again. Now, since we only have 9.5 minutes left, I do opt to get the curse here, which also gives 6 points. However, we lose 1 point for losing the black key. And then, oh wow, Dupless again. This time the first fight. Wow, this is a treat. The copycat found the courage to show up twice in a rando. This is almost as rare as Bonetail. Oh well, Dupless done again. Bye-bye, Dupless. See ya in a few years or whenever I do another door randomizer run of TTYD again. Oh, Dupless, hi! Wow, you really care about this run, huh? Really invested. You even brought a zesty treat to celebrate the PB you have certainly had a hand in. Welp, enjoy tasting the floor again. And then Atomic Boo shows up shortly after. Wow, Chapter 4 is really being good to me today. Atomic Boo gets wrecked as you'd expect. Shoutouts for having Hammer Throw, though. Oh, I actually had a Crystal Star. That's kind of insane and incredibly lucky. So I now have 201 points, and pretty much any boss gives 10 points and would most likely give me enough star points to level up for an additional 2 points, which would get me a PB. 4.5 minutes left to find one boss. So as you'd expect, the rando decides to drag this out. I missed Hooktail here. We do get a way to lower the sequence to prologue right afterwards, but damn, if those rooms were reversed, we'd be good. Come on. Just one boss. One boss. There's like a billion of them I could potentially get, but most of them I need about a minute to kill probably, especially if I get the level up. Which ironic how in theory that level up could keep me from getting the boss points and thus the PB in this situation, as it does take a few seconds for the level up screen and selecting the level up. That's what I'm thinking about, so every second matters at this point. Luckily, we get it. With 2.5 minutes remaining, Lord Crump himself shows up. The man who begins the base game. Pretty much. We get to watch a cool scene of a boat v boat showdown, and then we get to work. Busheat attack Crump, get to second phase, he attacks, and then we get the final shot. At this point, all that needs to happen is I need Mario to not die. So we get back to Rogueport, and rather than risk anything, I just have Mario hang out here for a minute to finish the run. And that's it. That's how I got 216 points in the TTYD 1 hour challenge randomizer. By the way, I have to shout out one of my Twitch viewers, Jumpman Superior, as he did call this run, when I was doing the prior run to this, being a PB. And no, this is not a situation where he's someone who always calls for a PB the next run or regularly calls for a PB the next run. He'd seen a ton of these runs, and this is the first time I can remember him ever actually calling it, saying, hey, gamer, your next run is going to be a PB. And it was a PB. So shoutouts to him, to Dupless, the Black Chest Room in Chapter 1, and to Chet Rippo for appearing really early in the run to help make the Power Rush strat the pretty easy choice for this attempt. It's been 4 years since I got my last PB. It might be another 4 years or longer before I get another PB in this. But this is a mod that I have a lot of fun with, that I feel I'll always come back to at some point to put some attempts in from time to time. It's not something I can grind for a super long period, but it's there to provide an hour of just pure random fun that you collect points in and try to get a high score. Kind of like the old days, back in my youth. It may actually even be my most played Paper Mario mod. Maybe. I'd have to actually check the times played on some of the other mods I've played, but it's definitely up there. I'll put a link to the GitHub page where you can get this rando, at least the files for it. You still need the TTYD ISO, which will not be provided here, but at least you'll be able to see where you can get the files. And also, I'm going to put the mostly unedited run of this if you're interested in watching and seeing all of it. 216 points is no small feat. Although I should mention the current world record for this is 285 points by Potato on Crack. So yeah, I'm beat out by a potato. That's doing drugs. So yeah, I got a long way to go if I ever want to get that. Maybe one day. But for now, I have this.